Hello and welcome to the 82nd episode of Downtime Podcast featuring Jeremy and Alyssa. Alyssa, how's it going?
It is going all right. I had boba, so it's gonna be a good night.
That's what's up. Did you have any boba with caffeine, or is it something else?
So I had green tea, and although green tea has caffeine, it's one of the lower caffeine ones. I didn't get a decaf. Compared to black tea, I think green tea has less, but I've never proven that yet.
Well, I went to this place called Purple Cow some years ago that's in the city, and I had a large green milk tea boba, and I was up until 2 a.m. because there's so much caffeine in that milk tea.
Oh,
it was
Jesus.
Insane. Yeah, so I'm just hoping that you don't get that same reaction.
I hope so too.
Well, we'll see. I'll text you tomorrow. Be like, hey, are you still awake?
It's yo, playing Red Dead at 4 a.m.
I beat the game.
I beat the game. But yeah, we'll see how today goes.
Cool.
Yep. How are you doing?
Good. I was busy today, just at work, doing work stuff. But yeah, no, nothing really crazy happened today, so I can't really tell you anything too much.
For sure.
Since nothing happened.
Yeah, makes sense.
Typical Tuesday.
Cool. For our listeners, this podcast is actually going to be the very last weekly podcast about weekly gaming updates that we do for 2018. And after this episode, we're actually going to have a few special episodes for you. To round out 2018, and then we'll continue on with weekly gaming podcasts in 2019.
Yep. Say hello to Season 3 in 2019. Yeah, let's talk news. Let's start off with news. So what do you want to talk about in the news section of our gaming podcast?
All right. So the biggest one that I saw is Monster Hunter World is going to have its first expansion, Iceborne, and it's going to come out in 2019. Actually, the producer, Tsujimoto Ryozo, actually said a lot of news coming out in 2019. So aside from Iceborne, there's also going to be a crossover with The Witcher 3.
Ooh, interesting.
And I don't know what that entails yet, but that should be really interesting. It's going to involve Gerard, and yeah, we'll see what happens. In terms of the Iceborne expansion, so I haven't finished the storyline of Monster Hunter yet. I think I'm only on quest 7, but this will take place after Monster Hunter World ends. It's continuing on the story, and it's going to be a completely new one too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and there's going to be new monsters and quests, but I don't know how many they're adding because it's an expansion.
Right.
And that's about it. It was only announced, so we'll find out more information when it comes.
That's cool. When did Monster Hunter World come out again? Was it this year or last year?
This year. Actually, in January, it's going to be a 1-year anniversary of the game.
Wow, I feel like it's been out longer than that, but for some reason, yeah, it's only been out a year. Wow, that's cool.
Oh my god, I was about to say last year. Okay. Oh my god. This January, Monster Hunter World came out at the same time as Dragon Ball FighterZ, and I associate those two games together because they're two multiplayer games where it got unexpected positive results, and they're both played a lot to this day.
Yeah, that's cool. No, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So January had a lot of solid, consistent games that are still successful right now.
Yep, and people still talk about them. People still play them.
I'm still playing it.
Nice. I was gonna say, from my end, I saw that CSGO went free to play.
Dude, I heard about that.
Yeah, as someone that bought it in 2012 and hasn't really played it since then, I really don't care. but a lot of people are giving it negative reviews because it went free to play, which I understand why, since this means that there could be more hackers in CSGO. Even though Valve has done a lot to stop these hackers from getting into the CSGO marketplace, there's still going to be even more hackers now that it's free to play. But that's just one of the reasons. A lot of people just don't want, like really bad players to start playing the game, or just people to start trolling.
Yeah.
The same backlash happened when Team Fortress 2 went free to play, and then it subsided over time. But for the time being, people are kind of like up in arms about like CSGO being free to play. And they also added something interesting. Of course, following the trends of this year and catching the tail end of it.
Battle Royale.
Yep, CSGO added Battle Royale. So,
hey.
I mean, so it is what it is, but I haven't played it personally, but I just assume it's going to be just CSGO with a giant island and you just shoot each other and whoever's last wins, because that's what happens nowadays. Can't wait for a Monster Hunter World Battle Royale, right, Alyssa?
Oh, of course. Of course. I heard that CSGO, a lot of the fans are just outright writing all these negative reviews about it. And the state of gaming in the past year is fans can bombard and complain about something, and you might actually see results.
Well, here's to hoping that the Blizzard takes note of everything the Diablo fans have been saying.
I know. I don't know if Valve's gonna respond, though. Valve's rolling in a lot of money.
Honestly, I feel like they don't care.
Yeah,
simply because
exactly. They stopped caring about game developing for a while now, if you think about it.
A really long time, and they haven't developed games. Then I think the only thing that they've developed is a card game for Dota. But then I remember when they revealed that at E3, everyone's like, "What? Oh my god!" And then they like, card game. They're like, "Oh no!" There's like this collective sadness you could hear in the audience, and it's just so funny to listen to.
I know.
Valve has been out of the developing game for a long time. Even though they bought Campo Santo, which is kind of interesting, they still don't develop games.
Yeah. Speaking of Valve and relating to its online store, did you hear that Epic Games opened up its own online store?
No. Yeah. I haven't been on the store itself though.
Yeah, I haven't either because I don't play Epic Games or Fortnite stuff. But this is the interesting thing that I read. So the thing about Epic Games Store is it's not just Epic Games stuff. It's gonna be the same format of Valve, where it has different games from different developers, and it's trying to appeal to developers, especially because developers, if you upload to Epic, will get 88% of the profits.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Whereas I think on Steam, you get a lower percentage of the profits. I think you get 70%.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it might be even more cost effective to go to Epic Games.
Right. Yeah. That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. And it's going to be interesting because I know, Bethesda has their own thing. There's the Origins for EA. But it looks like Epic and Discord might be the only two store portals that may be on the come up, but we'll have to see in 2019.
Yeah. I mean, it does make sense for these kind of things to happen. But honestly, you can't beat Steam at this point. Like, you might have the same titles as on Steam, but I don't know. I just feel like I've been with Steam for a really long time. I've played games on Steam for a really long time. So Steam is still like my number one go-to place. No matter what you say about just Valve as a whole, as a company, I still respect Steam for what it is, and I still think that it's going to go down in legacy as being the first shared online game platform. Yeah, pretty much. And I think it's going to stay for forever because that's just how it is. There's so many people playing Steam that whenever one of these new services comes out, everyone's going to compare it to Steam. So it's kind of hard. Like, when their Hulu service came out, everyone compared it to Netflix, and it's really hard to compare when something that you've had for a long time is not only one of the only things that you know how to use, but also definitely one of the best.
Also, the big thing about Steam being established is if you already bought games on Steam, you already have those games. So you don't even necessarily have to buy them on a different platform.
Right. So in my mind, I'm like, some of these platforms are too late because Steam is already the one that has it.
Yeah. Well, I will say that from a game developer and game company standpoint, making more profit would be ideal as well. So I can see game developers uploading to both platforms.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. And yeah, I haven't even experimented with Epic's store, so I don't really know exactly how it is. I'm assuming that it's not that great right now, and it's still in a beta, similar to, like, I think Discord's store is still in a beta. It's probably in a development prototype stage.
It's kind of weird that it's something that's in that state and you can still buy stuff from it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do I really want to trust my money with this service that might go down in the next couple of years? Mm-hmm. Because you got to read the fine print and be like, all right, if this service goes down, I don't get my money back. That's pretty much the fine print of Steam. It's like, if Steam were to suddenly go offline, what happens to all your games? Well, guess what? You don't get them back because there's no way. If you have it on your computer already, you can always play Steam in offline mode, but you can't just download them like from an empty server.
Yeah. Also, if a developer who works with Steam decides they no longer want their games on their store, you don't get your money back either.
Yeah, it's true. I've actually had that happen to me before. Well, not that I wanted to return a game. It's more like I bought a game on Steam, and then it's not available to purchase on the store, but I could still download it from Steam. So that was interesting.
Yeah.
And the game, by the way, is Quantum of Solace, the James Bond video game.
Oh!
Yeah, you can't find that on Steam. You can't find any James Bond games on Steam. You can only download them if you already have them.
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, it's not like I'm going to go back and play that game.
Oh, so, I know, right?
Whatever.
So I'm going to save the best topic for last, but we'll go into the kind of funny showcase first.
The only thing I want to talk about from the showcase is the Yakuza, quote unquote, well, not really Yakuza game. It's more like Project Judge is going to be released in the West in 2019. And it's called Judgment without the E.
Yes. Do you spell judgment without an E or with an E?
I spell it with an E.
I spell it with an E too. Apparently a lot of people don't spell it with the E, but it's correct spelling. Both spellings are correct, and that bothers me because...
I actually didn't know that. I wasn't paying attention to my autocorrect. I was typing it in my phone to see which spelling was correct, and I was like, okay, these are both here. This is weird.
I know. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm not even a grammar Nazi. I just want one thing to be definitive.
Yeah, when it comes to certain things in my life, I just want it to be simple.
Yes.
And when it comes to grammar, like, I don't need 5 different spellings of one word. Just give me one and I'll be happy.
Yep. Pretty much.
But yeah, no, I actually didn't know that. And I want to know what other words are the same way in English, at least.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, if you know, let us know. I'd love to hear it.
With Judgment, the biggest news for that is there will be a English dub for it, and it's an option if you don't want the Japanese voice. But you can have both of them.
I personally want to just play it in Japanese, since that's what all the other Yakuza games were like. What about you?
I think that I will probably play the first chapter in Japanese, and we'll see how I feel turning it to English. I don't mind reading subtitles, because when I play games, I usually play for an hour or 2 at a time, so it's not that bad. I will say that I can understand how it's useful, because sometimes you got Yakuza dialogue going on for 40 minutes. And it's just nice to know that you could walk around your room and just listen to the audio like during a regular conversation. But I will play it first in Japanese just to see what's up.
Yeah. I am curious about the English dubbing. I read that ProZD is one of the voices in the game.
Really?
Yeah, he tweeted about it. So, I mean, I want to hear his voice in the game, but at the same time, I did watch the trailer, and there was some dubbing, and it kind of feels a little anime cringy. At the same time, I understand why, because of the nature of the game, but I'm hoping that if I do play the game in English, I will get used to it. But for the most part, I think I'm going to play 90% of the game in Japanese.
For sure. I read that Yuri Lowenthal is a voiceover.
Huh. Isn't he the main dude, or is that someone else?
I don't know if he's the main dude.
Okay.
But he may be a main character. I feel like if you have Lowenthal, he's gonna be a major character to some degree.
Right. That makes sense.
Yes.
Cool.
And then one more news from Kind of Funny Showcase is Danganronpa Trilogy is coming out to PlayStation 4 on March 2019.
What is that? What is that?
It's am I even pronouncing it? Danganronpa? Oh my gosh.
Hey. I have no idea.
Yeah. It's made by NIS America. I think the third one came out in 2017 or something like that. And so I guess now you can get the entire trilogy in 2019.
Perfect for people that have not played the game before that are curious that can play it now.
Yeah, I'm actually interested in playing it. It involves not a murder mystery, but it's like a murder battle type game.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
Huh.
Yeah,
I
dark
honestly
JRPG.
don't. Okay. I'm reading about a little bit of it about high school students. Okay, interesting. Yeah. Maybe I'll check it out. I still have to play Persona.
Persona 5 is getting lower for everyone to play.
Good. That's what I'm waiting for. just like how Overcooked 2 is like $17 on the PlayStation Store.
I know. Persona 5 is worth it, though, for its price, because the game is 80 hours on average.
Ooh, I see.
Yeah. So you are getting the bang for the buck.
Okay.
Yes.
It says it's $35 on Amazon. I think I'm going to wait until, like, later on next year to get it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm curious about this main character because he's going to be in Smash, so I kind of want to play the game to understand.
Yeah.
You know?
He's cool.
Okay.
All right, I have the most amazing news for you.
Yeah, lay it on me.
So, our boy Soulja Boy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Announced his official website, SouljaWatch.com, where he sells bootleg electronics and video game ROMs and consoles and all of that. Like, if you go on his website right now, one of the first things you see on his webpage is he's selling like a watch that looks like an Apple Watch. And he's selling the SouljaGame Console.
I see this.
The SouljaGame Console is $149.99. Oh, there's even a handheld. There's a SouljaGame handheld for $99.99.
This controller for the console looks exactly like a PlayStation controller. Interesting. What does this even play? Type for SouljaGame, PS, Neo Geo, PC, Sega, GBA, NES video games. You can't even play modern games on it. You can play PC games. What kind of Sega games?
And there's 800 built-in games. This is basically an emulator.
Both of these are emulators. Oh, but they don't tell you that because that's
He's
illegal.
selling you emulators.
Yeah, but built in 3,000 plus games. It says build in for the SouljaGame handheld. It doesn't even say built. We're going back to the grammar part of this. Get your grammar right, Soulja Boy. I thought you were a rapper. Come on, man.
Can you believe you can even buy a gift card for his website?
$10. You can't even buy any of this stuff for $10, except for these SouljaPods.
You know this current generation's gonna buy this stuff. I bet you this current generation doesn't even know that emulators are free.
Oh God! Someone's gonna buy it to be curious, and they're gonna write a YouTube review about it, and I will watch that review.
Yeah. Oh, and then Soulja Boy phone is called the HT70. Sounds like an HTC.
It's not on his website. Oh, it is on his website. Wait.
You have to click on catalog.
Oh, the SouljaPad. Why would you buy this? First of all, what even does this run? Does this Android? It looks like it's Android.
I think it's Android. I didn't even know. Okay, so products aside, I didn't even know Soulja Boy was doing anything.
I thought he was just making royalties from Crank That.
Yeah, and Kiss Me Through the Phone.
Yeah. Hey, now you can do it with Soulja Boy's Soulja phone.
Soulja Boy, tell him.
Yeah. Make sure you dial 678-999-8212 once you get your Soulja phone.
Oh yeah.
This is dumb. I am curious though about all of this.
I know.
All of this looks like really cheap knockoff shit.
It is.
Like to the max. Like I saw this in Beijing. Like that's where I saw all this stuff.
Do you think that this is available in Beijing?
Totally. I bet he has a store in China in a mall. Like, oh, Soulja store. Like, what? What the hell? What do you mean? You go in there.
Oh my gosh, the Soulja watch is here, created by American rapper, record producer, actor, and entrepreneur Soulja Boy. Tell him. He's an actor? Where?
He's been doing all this stuff? What? Soulja Boy? Soulja Boy? What are you doing? And aren't you Soulja Man now?
I guess not.
What did he act in? You know he's only 28.
Oh my God, he's basically our age.
That makes me sad.
Wow.
He was in a bunch of TV shows. He was in some small movies.
Wow, he really is hustling.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, he was in stuff, so he could say he was an actor. If he had a cameo as himself, he could say he's an actor. To be honest.
Did you know that Soulja Boy has a song called Zan with that lean?
Of course he does.
Yes.
When did this come out?
2014.
Oh, okay. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Soulja Boy.
Oh no,
Soulja
it came
Boy.
out in 2011.
Oh, that's even better, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, Soulja Boy. Never change. Never change.
If anyone needs to get Christmas gifts, you probably don't. Actually, you know what? I won't judge you. If you want to get your Christmas gifts from SouljaWatch.com, go for it. But tell us how it is.
Or if you get us those Christmas gifts, we will judge you, but we will also be very happy.
Yeah. We'll review them.
We will review them on this podcast. Be like, hey, this is, wow. We'll shout out Soulja Boy, tag him.
Yeah.
Maybe slide into his DMs and be like, hey, I like your phone.
How long can he keep this up, though, until everyone, realizes... Is this even legal?
No.
Like, from a copyright perspective? Because they're emulators.
No, I mean, Nintendo had that whole stint where they were taking down ROMs, and they still are.
Yeah.
So
Nintendo even takes out, AMVs, like animated music videos that use Nintendo footage.
Yep.
So
yeah, no, to be quite frank, all of the game stuff's illegal. Like if you load shit onto a thing that's not yours, like you didn't create these games,
and you're selling them for almost $200.
Yeah,
basically $200.
Yep. That means you could go to jail, Soulja Boy. You could go to jail. Really quick, though, for those that don't know who Soulja Boy is, he had a little song in 2008, 2009 called Crank Dat, and he got super famous from that. And then he had a song called Kiss Me Through the Phone, and he had a bunch of other songs that didn't really take off, but he had those two hits. So he had Kiss Me Through the Phone and Crank Dat, and that dance is timeless from Crank Dat. And that's all he has to his name, I think. I have no idea what else he did. What are you playing right now, Lisa?
All right. So I just want to talk about Red Dead Redemption 2, which is the only thing that I've played since we recorded. And I'm now in the middle of Chapter 4. I'm in a new town called St. Denis. And yeah, this game's legit. We're basically in this. Jeremy, I'm trying to finish this not podcast. I'm trying to finish this game in the next week and a half.
You're deep in the story.
Dude, we're getting somewhere now. It's good. And
good.
Yeah, I will. So the last mission of Chapter 3, which is the Battle of Shady Belle, I just without really spoiling it, basically in this battle you have to fight through a gang that's introduced in Chapter 3, and it was so much fun. I had such a good time playing that. And in Chapter 3 was a great chapter, by the way. For one, I liked the environment a lot more. I liked the city that I was in, and of course I was getting the hang more of trapping, killing, fishing, so I was able to really take advantage of that and make a lot of money from fencing and selling. And I upgraded my camp, so now I have fast travel, and this game is so much easier now. It just got so much easier.
Cool.
It's wonderful. One thing I wanted to point out in the storyline is, as I play through Arthur, they're really making John Marston, who is the main character of the original Red Dead Redemption 1, they're making him out to be a pansy, almost.
Why? What's the point?
I can't tell you what's the point, but I'm just shocked that they're really kind of like he's like the outlier. He's really different from the entire gang, which you kind of got a piece of in Red Dead Redemption 1, but they're really not making him into a badass. I will say that.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, if I played where I'm currently at in the storyline, I would be shocked if John Marston even survives this game, which he does, because this is a prequel. But he's really made out to like a super brash and hot-headed person. Doesn't take responsibility. Dude, I'm taking care of his kid. You know his kid, Jack?
Yeah, I haven't played the games, but I'll just say yes.
This is not really a spoiler. It's known in both games, but he has a son.
Okay.
And I'm taking care of his goddamn kid. So
wow, you're babysitting.
I'm babysitting him. I'm teaching him all these things. So John Marsden is really he's the odd one out. He's the black. There you go. He's the black sheep. That's the animal comparison I was looking for. He's the black sheep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope I finish it soon so I can judge it holistically.
Yeah, I do want to hear your thoughts, because I do plan on buying and playing it.
Yeah.
Within the next year.
Yeah. I will say, to sum up my update, I think of this game much more positively than a lot of people do.
I thought everyone thought of this game positively.
A lot of people think of this game positively, but they're so stuck in this game is too slow world. It's like the game stops being slow after you leave the snow tutorial, but some people are just so like basically they just want this game fast the whole time, and they only want fast travel all the time. It's like very entitled almost.
I see.
Like the thing about
yeah.
The thing about fast travel is you have to get fast travel by updating your camp. But people just want that shit immediately. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's some relaxation when you're like riding across the country.
Me too. I'm relaxed all the time when I'm on my horse. Also, I figured there's a very simple strategy that gives you the least amount of work. Is when you have to go to a new place, you either set up a marker or you follow the person who's part of your mission, and you put it in cinematic mode, and all you gotta do is just press X and chill.
Oh, cool.
And I don't have to guide or do anything. It will just automatically take Arthur and the horse to the correct location.
what if something happens to you on the way?
In my experience, if I'm in a mission, nothing will happen to me along the way unless it's actually mission related. Like, like there's sometimes sometimes when I'm by myself though and I do it, I will encounter a random holdup, or the Pinkerton gang will just attack me randomly. So I do have to, I just exit out of cinematic mode.
I see.
Yeah. But at this point, I've very much streamlined Red Dead. So I'm having a great time.
Awesome.
Yeah. There was a comment that I read on the Discord that if Red Dead came out earlier in the year, and if it came out before Spider-Man, and Spider-Man's considered the more fast-paced game, that people's mentality would be more positive towards Red Dead.
Oh, I see.
In terms of gameplay. But I don't know, man. This game is not slow for me right now.
Good.
I'm chilling. I'm having a great time.
I mean, if it's not slow, then there's a lot to do, and you're going to obviously pay attention instead of trying to multitask.
I know. And right now, I'm obsessed with hunting bison.
How dare you?
In Red Dead Redemption 1, there's legit a mission where you're not supposed to kill off the bison. But in this game, because it's a prequel, bison are all over the place. So I'm getting that dough, and I'm also hunting bears too.
I read that in the first Red Dead Redemption, if you kill the bison, then they don't respawn.
Yes, that is correct. You're not supposed... I don't remember if I don't think I killed them all, but I was supposed to kill a lot of them in this one mission. Like, I had to kill like 5 in the very first game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think I can't believe I remember it. I think the legit name of that quest and mission is called Manifest Destiny.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah, and yeah, you have to kill a lot of bison in that mission, but I'm pretty sure you don't kill them all. Because there were like 50 bison in that mission.
And yeah, I read somewhere that if you kill all of them, if you kill all 50, then none of them come back and you're just left without them.
I know.
I was like, wow, that is, that's dark.
True historical colonization.
It's true. But in this game, in the second one, you can kill as many as you want and they'll respawn.
I'm not killing all the bison. I'm killing them pretty sporadically. It does seem like there's more bison, though, compared to Red Dead Redemption 1.
That does make sense, as you mentioned before.
Yeah. And I'm also killing bears. How is Smash Ultimate?
It's great. I actually am taking a little break. I got every single character this past weekend, and it took a really long time. But I got all the characters, and now I'm like, all right, I think I played enough of the game for a little bit. So I took a break. But obtaining the characters is actually really hard. There's different ways to do it. There's classic mode, which is you select a character and you go through a series of different events and challenges. You fight different other characters of different sizes, or other special abilities, and then once you reach the end level, you have to defeat a final boss. This can be anyone from Master Hand to Giga Bowser. And once you do defeat that person, you unlock a character at the end. But after the credits scene of the classic mode, you have to fight this character to unlock them. So you could lose, and there's always that chance, since for some reason Nintendo made all the NPCs in Smash really hard. And by NPCs, I mean the unlockable characters really hard. Like freaking Pichu, like, are you kidding me? Like, he's like zipping around everywhere. I'm like, I
would not expect Pichu to be that hard.
There are a lot of characters that you don't expect, like some of them, like Mewtwo. I'm like, all right, Mewtwo's gonna be hard, but I just hit him in like 2 hits and he's gone. I'm like, wow, that was easy. And you have another character like Luigi. I'm like, Luigi, like, why are you being so hard? Like, please, just let me kill you and let me add you to the roster. But no, they gotta make it difficult. So did that. There's that way to do it. There's also World of Light, and it's like the single player campaign with the story. World of Light is kind of like in previous in the previous iteration of Smash, Super Smash Brothers Brawl, there's this whole like single player story where you had to traverse different levels from different games and collect different characters. There were cutscenes, like really well animated cutscenes. This one looks to be the same way. I actually haven't delved too much into World of Light since it's I'm just like whatever about it. I'm just like really indifferent to it right now. Yeah, I just from the get-go, I just really wanted to unlock all the characters in case someone came over and be like, "Oh, hey, let's play Smash." I'm like, "Oh, sorry, only got the first 8 characters." It's like, "No, come on, I want to show that I put my hard work and dedication into getting every single character." And much like the people that want to fast travel in Red Dead, I just want my characters to all appear in Smash once I get the game. But of course, in true Smash fashion, you have to play the game and unlock them before you can, play as every single character.
This sounds very standard to a typical fighting game of the 90s or early 2000s, where to unlock the characters that you don't have yet, you have to fight them eventually in like the timed arcade battle mode.
Absolutely. And Smash has always been like that. They've always believed that you should play the game to unlock more of the game itself, which I agree with. Like, I don't want to buy every single character. If Nintendo was like, all right, in order to get Captain Falcon, you have to buy him for $4.99, I'll be like, what the no, fuck no. I'd rather spend 2 hours trying to get Captain Falcon than buy him for money. Because I already spent like $60 on this game. Why would I throw another like $5 just to get another character? It doesn't make any sense. But I'm glad Nintendo is sticking to what they know. This game overall, as I mentioned in a previous podcast, feels a lot more fluid than its predecessors. It feels a little bit closer to Melee, more fast paced. The style of the game overall seems like it could fit right well into an esports category. I digress, but yeah, no. Overall, the game, I'm still having fun with it. I'm just trying to take a break right now since it's I spent too much time playing just to unlock the characters, and the fighting these characters was so hard that I just need to like rest before I start playing Smash again.
For sure.
And I found out that you can use the GameCube controller for other games. I was playing Mario Kart with the GameCube controller, which was pretty fun.
I heard about that.
Yeah, it feels nicer to have an actual controller in my fingers than to hold the tiny Joy-Cons in my large hands. Like, come on. Like, it's I don't have to buy a pro controller anymore, which is nice.
Yeah, there's something about having everything at the palm of your hand. It feels nicer. It feels more complete.
Yeah, I totally agree. When I play Odyssey or if I play Okami, I usually put both of the Joy-Cons into the controller handle attachment because I feel like having an actual controller on my fingers is a lot better than holding the tiny Joy-Cons. And I do get why some people like to hold the Joy-Cons and play games like Breath of the Wild because you can use the motion controls for different things in that game. With Okami, you only do the brush strokes, and I find that I don't do them as often when I move my wrists, and I only use my thumbs to make the brush strokes. So I feel like I'm better just holding a controller. And plus, I've grown up using controllers, so it just feels better that if I'm gonna play a game on a specific console, I want to use the peripherals that were made for it. Like for on PC, I want to use a mouse and keyboard. If I'm gonna play PS4, I'd rather use a DualShock, etc., etc.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, no, that goes into my other game that I'm playing. I finally started Shenmue. And I started playing it in English, and I was laughing at all the voices. I love how in the game the atmospheric sound effects are all like high res HD sounding, but the voices all
and the
sound
voiceover is like recorded, I feel like, in someone's basement.
Like it's like someone put a bucket on the actors' heads and recorded that. You know, it's like, oh, hey, it's me, I'm Ryo. Oh, hey, it's Ryo. Hey, man. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, why?
That's so accurate because the Japanese dub, the Japanese voice sounds perfectly fine. Sounds like nothing's wrong with it at all. But when you get to the English dub, oh, God, it's like it was recorded in the closet.
Yeah, so I'm going to do 100% Japanese audio playthrough of Shenmue, because I can't take the English voiceovers. But I do find it funny because it is a product of its time, and so I love that. I just love how it's all like really anime cringy voices, like, "Oh, father, no, you killed my father," and I'm like, "Oh, this is perfect. Like, this is exactly what people thought was amazing back in 1999 when this game came out."
Yeah.
But right now, I'm sorry, I can't play the English dub. I need to play the Japanese dub with English subtitles. It's just hard. It's just like I get that some people like to listen to the English dub, and that's totally fine because maybe you want to do other stuff. But for me, listening to the Japanese dub and reading the subtitles helps keep me engaged in the game. If I'm going to play a video game, I'm going to sit and play the video game. I'm not going to step away and do something else.
For sure.
And plus, this is a heavy story-based game. But yeah, I'm like 20 minutes into Shenmue. I haven't really done too much. Just walked around the town, found a cat, found a girl who's taking care of a cat. Found some boys playing next to this like plastic like gotcha machine. They're like, "Oh, hey, you want to wrestle?" I'm like, "What? Why would I wrestle you?" And this kid's like, "Want to play baseball?" I'm like, "Okay." Like, what's going on? But that's as far as I got. So, yeah, more to come from Shenmue.
More to come.
Yeah. And that's it. That's all I'm playing.
Cool. If you have any questions for us to answer, we'll either answer them on the podcast next year or we'll answer it on the Discord. So join our Discord at www.Downtime.Live. The link is there. You can email us at contact@Downtime.Live. We are on almost all platforms where there's podcasts, so you can leave a comment there. You can leave a comment on YouTube, Twitter, and we'll respond. But we will respond to any questions immediately if they're posted on the Discord.
That's true.
That is the final weekly gaming episode of 2018.
Y'all have been awesome. I just want to say shout out to everyone on our Discord. You guys are so cool. Thank you to all the listeners who have been listening to us this whole year. New and old, you guys are awesome.
Yeah, definitely. And just a shout out to some of the new countries that we've been noticing, like New Zealand, United Kingdom, Switzerland, Philippines, Malaysia, and then other parts of the United States. So hope you guys are enjoying the podcast. And this is not the last podcast of 2018, but there will be only special episodes to round out the end of the year.
I'd say like a couple more.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
For this type of podcast, we will see you in 2019 for season 3.
Yep. See you guys.
Bye.